This is the global news on Atlantic Television Network. First, the headlines. NSCDC vows to fish out killers of 4 operatives. Jonathan calls for cancellation of off-season election. Dinamalayi wins polling units despite poll boycotts. FRSC commends Tinubu on fiscal regulatory framework. Pope dismisses prominent U.S. bishop. Presidency hails Nigerian singers on Grammy selections. Wolves score twice to beat Tottenham Hotspur. For staying with us on the global news tonight, here is our bulletin in full. Commandant General of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Dr. Ahmed Abubakar Aldi, has vowed to fish out killers of 4 member corps operatives in Rivers State. Aldi, who spoke in Port Harcourt during his visit to Rivers State to condole with the families of the deceased, charged the personnel to be resolute, saying there should be no compromise in the ongoing war against oil theft. The victims were killed by gunmen at Alakiri Degema, local government area of Rivers State. Aldi said the Minister of Interior, Dr. Lubumi Tunji Ojo, sympathized with the deceased families, insisting that the blood of the officers would not be a waste. Aldi lauded President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his unflinching support in enhancing the capacity and operational efficiency of the NSCDC through the provision of gun bolts and different welfare packages. He said that the appointment of the present Minister of Interior was a tremendous blessing to the Corps, describing the minister as a man with great passion for the 4 agencies under his watch. The Commandant General for the charge all personnel to continue to put in their best in utmost loyalty, dedication and discipline. The Independent National Electoral Commission official supervisory presiding officer abducted on the eve of the governorship election has regained his freedom. The head of Department of Voter Education and Publicity, INEC Bayelsa, Mr. Wilfred Ifoga, made this known in a statement made available to the newsmen on Saturday. Ifoga, who thanked those who showed concern and contributed towards the release of the INEC official, said the officer is doing fine. Former President Goodluck Jonathan called on the National Assembly to stop off-season elections in Nigeria. Jonathan stated this in an interview with newsmen after casting his vote in the ongoing governorship election in Otoke, Bayelsa State on Saturday. The former president noted that if the trend of off-season elections is based on the interpretation of the laws by the judiciary, it may come to a time when the presidential election in Nigeria may be off-season. He made reference to the American system, adding that everybody knows when the American elections will be held and that becomes standard practice. The former Nigerian leader, however, congratulated Nigerians wishing for the success of the off-season elections. Governor Doedri has expressed concern about the PDP members and agents being stopped from entering Nimbe Basambari by supporters of the All Progressive Congress. Diri, who spoke after casting his vote at his ward at Sampo in Kolokuma, Opokuma, local government area of the state, said the situation raised very serious concern, calling on INEC to take drastic action to ensure that people are allowed to vote. The electorate in Ward 13, Unit 6, of Uluasiri community and Ward 7 Unit 5 have cried out over the use of armed thugs dressed in military uniforms, threatening to gun down any member of the PDP found within the vicinity of the voting. The People's Democratic Party's candidate for Governor Doedri also claimed that Timmy, receiver of the All Progressive Congress, incites violence during election campaigns. The candidate of the All Progressive Congress in the November 11, 2023 governorship role in Bayelsa State, Chief Timmy Silva, accuses the People's Democratic Party and security agents of harassing his supporters. Silva spoke on Saturday after he cast his vote at Ward 4, Unit 4 in the Brass local government area of the South State. The APC candidate fingered security agents, especially the army, alleging that they are playing on the side of the PDP. Silva said violence has been recorded in Yenagoa, the state capital, alleging that an APC member was shot. He wondered why large polling units where he is popular were being targeted. The APC candidate, however, commended the Independent National Electoral Commission, saying there is a lot of improvement on the part of INEC, but there is still room for improvement. Silva was first Bayelsa State Governor from May 2007 to April 2008, and later between May 2008 and January 2012. He was also the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources from 2019 to 2023. In Saturday's poll, Silva is challenging Bayelsa State Governor and PDP candidate Doye Duri, who is seeking re-election. The election has been described by many analysts as a two-horse race. All Progressive Congress in Bayelsa State has commended the Independent National Electoral Commission for the success so far recorded in the ongoing governorship election in the state. APC Publicity Secretary in Bayelsa, Mr. Doifia Bokoribo, gave the commendation shortly after casting his vote in polling unit 4, Ward 4, Okbo Playground 2, Okwama, alleging that some APC members were prevented from voting at Sampoa and other communities in Kulukuma, Opokuma, LGA. He called on the security agencies to wade into the situation and ensure that all Bayelsa citizens of voting age exercise their franchise. There was a large turnout of voters in Owerri West local government area compared to Owerri Municipal local government area, Imo State. At some minutes past 11 o'clock, large numbers of voters were seen on queue trying to exercise their franchise. INEC officials said all the bimodal accreditation voter machines, beavers, functioned optimally. According to the officials, they have not encountered any challenge. In an interview, a youth leader and a voter, Divine Akubawo, spoke to newsmen expressing happiness at the turnouts.
People are voting their mind. So we met before the election, we made everyone to understand that we are here for peace. Vote your mind, any party, anywhere, just vote your mind. Everything is working. So far, so good. From the ones we have seen so far, we have not gotten any complaint about network, having delays, or beavers not functioning well. So far for now, till this moment, no complaints so far. My name is Divine Akomba, and also a leader and a youth leader of this community. Yes, they really came on time. I came on time, something after 10 minutes after 7. So we really, if Nigeria, if we should keep doing like this, I think.
Also, the State Commissioner for Lands Survey and Fiscal Planning, Mr. Nobu Atulegu, said the turnout was impressive at TTC polling units 7 to 12 and 24 Ward 10, Irete, Owerri West local government area of Imo State. The commissioner, however, dispelled the rumor that there was alleged attacks on agents of some political parties in the state. The security agents were on ground to maintain peace and orderliness at the time of filing this report. The TTC Irete has a total of 5,890 voters. The People's Democratic Party governorship candidate in Imo State, Samuel Anyanwu, has expressed a confidence in winning the poll. Anyanwu spoke after casting his vote at his polling unit in Central Amaimo School, Ikeduru local government area of the state on Saturday. The governorship candidate said he would win because the people of Imo State are tired of the bad governance of the All Progressive Congress and are desirous of a change. Anyanwu said he got credible reports of ballot snatching and stuffing in some places, but insists that no matter what the government does, he would emerge victorious. Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State and gubernatorial candidate of the All Progressive Congress in the November 11 off-season election expresses satisfaction with the Independent Electoral Commission on the conduct of the ongoing election. Uzodinma lauded the residents of the state, especially his community, for trooping out en masse to cast their ballots. The governor also commended the security operative for ensuring calm and general safety during the election so far. Over 2 million voters are eligible to vote in Saturday's governorship election. A total of 18 political parties are presenting candidates in the ongoing election. However, the election is considered a three-horse race between the incumbents, Governor Hope Uzodinma of the All Progressive Congress, Samuel Anyanwu of the PDP, and Achono of the Labour Party. According to INEC, there are 2,419,922 registered voters in the state, but only 2,318,919 of them who collected their permanent voter cards are eligible to vote in the election. The number of registered voters is 6.5% more than the 2,272,293 recorded for the previous 2019 elections in the southeastern states. The operatives of the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority has arrested a reckless private car driver involved in a fatal accident that resulted in the death of an innocent passerby in Ogba, Lagos. According to Adebayo Taufik, the Director of the Public Affairs and Enlightenment Department at LASMA, the incident occurred around the Yaya Abatan by College Road, Ogba, Ikeja. Preliminary investigations indicate that the driver of the unregistered white Mercedes-Benz lost control due to overspeeding, leading to a collision with an innocent pedestrian who died on the spot. Commander Akiola Ganiyu of LASMA, who led the rescue team in the Iju Ifako axis, confirmed that the driver was subsequently handed over to the police from Area G Police Command, who were present at the scene for further investigations. The vehicle involved in the accident was promptly declared from the road to ensure smooth vehicular movement. Members of the deceased family later arrived to remove the corpse. LASMA's General Manager Bolaji Oragba also cautioned the motoring public against overspeeding and urged compliance with road signs and speed limits, especially during the Ember month period. Ekiti State government has commenced the process of acquiring an expanse of swampy, fertile shanty slum around the notorious Atikanka area of Ado-Ekiti as part of efforts to give the central business district a facelift and address the challenges in the area. The State Commissioner for Fiscal Planning and Urban Development, Oladapo Karunwi, and Commissioner for Information, Taiwo Olatunbosun, made this known during a stakeholders engagement and advocacy tour. The duo described the current Atikankan as area as unfit for human habitation. Kaurunwi said the high crime rate area is a source of concern for the state government, adding that the new development would address the issues of safety of lives and property, congestion and environmental pollution in the area, as well as improve the aesthetic value of the district and the state capital in general. The commissioner noted that Taiwo Olatunbosun said that the proposed demolition of the slum and upgrade of the area would boost socio-economic activities, internally generated revenue of the state, and environmental health in the area. Olatunbosun, however, appealed to those concerned to cooperate with the state government as the project is being embarked upon by the state for the benefit of all and sundry. In a review of the November 11 governorship election in Kogi State, where the Nigerian Police Force announced the restrictions of vehicular movement from 12 midnight on Friday 10th November to 2023, November 2023 to 6 p.m. on Saturday 11th November 2023 respectively. Reacting on Atlantic Television Network, a socio-political analyst, Barrister Asim Adams, condemns the habitual development of movement and vehicular restrictions during elections, which he said is bad to the 21st century state-of-the-art global electoral practices, citing several economic consequences that are likely to surface as a result.
I am just being awestruck that at this point in time, Nigeria has not really gotten it right in electioneering and electoral processes. You know, you see, I don't know why for decades this do or die affair of people wanting to hold public offices through elections. They see elections as a battle. They see elections as a do or die affair. You know, when I see you restrict people's movement, you know, because since when I was a little boy, that is what they do anytime they want to do elections in Nigeria. They restrict movement of people, you know, because of elections. And this obstacle elections, I thought was going to be just normal elections. The way it is now is that restriction has been placed on vehicular movement. You know, I don't know why that should be. You see, in some other, countries outside of Nigeria here, we watch on television, election day, people still even go to work.
Yeah.
Some can vote, from their houses. Some can vote from their offices. Some can vote from their cars, wherever they are. And normal life still go on. But now, in the 3 states,
that will have gone for her basic market and have a way of living that particular day, will have made 1,000 or 2,000, the worth of 1,000 now. That will have benefited herself and her family. Is this she that will go and look for ballot box to carry?
No.
So police.
Yes.
How come in the midst of your restriction, you have said
We still have.
there is no movement to don't go anywhere, you go anywhere, whatever you see is concerned. But let me not say I'm going to bet the police.
INEC said its officials are looking into the matter and a decision will be communicated earnestly. In Kogi State, the total number of registered voters is 1,932,654 and the permanent voter cards collected is 1,833,160, with youths taking a lump of 44% of 850,000 and the middle age having 32%, 341,000. 18 candidates are up in the contest in Kogi State. Some of the top contenders in the state of the November 11, 2023 poll in Kogi State include Mutala Ajakar of the Social Democratic Party, Leke Abejide of the African Democratic Party, Dino Melayi of the People's Democratic Party, and Usman Ododo of the All Progressive Congress, who is an ex-auditor general of the local government in Kogi under Governor Yahaya Bello. There was high turnout of voters in most of the polling units visited in the Okene local government area of the state, where Governor Bello Yahaya and the APC candidate Usman Ododo hails from. INEC officials arrived on time in most of the polling centers with sensitive and non-sensitive materials, while accreditation and voting commenced before 8:30 a.m. Most of the voters at the polling centers expressed enthusiasm to cast their votes. The state governor Yahaya Bello, who casted his vote at polling unit 11 in Agasa Uvete, Okene local government area of the state, and APC candidate for the governorship election Haji Usman Ododo, who also casted his vote at polling units 1 to 9 Roman Catholic Mission School in Upogoro community, also in Okene local government area. Both expressed satisfaction with the exercise, commending the Independent National Electoral Commission as well as security agencies for the role they play during the exercise.
Thank you to the glory of God Almighty. Myself and all of my family members, friends, and relations, and all of the citizens in this particular ward, of course, in the local government, in this senatorial district, and of course, across the state, we are all enthusiastic about this civic responsibility. We have all come out in our numbers to cast our vote. I have just casted my vote, along with my family members, and others are casting their vote. It is timely. All materials were deployed within the time stipulated. And so far, I have not received any complaint from any quarter. The conduct of INEC so far has been so fantastic. All the security agencies have conducted themselves so far very professionally. All the citizens that are exercising their franchise are doing that freely. There's no hitches, no rancor. We're united and we are happy over this exercise. And by the special grace of God, we are going to come off very triumphant.
I have just casted my vote. And as you can see, it's just like carnival-like. And I want to use this medium to commend the INEC management for putting in place a very transparent hitch-free electoral processes. And again, the security agencies, they are doing very wonderfully. As you can see, the election is peaceful and orderly.
The atmosphere was calm with security in the state as security agents were seen carrying out their duty professionally. However, at Lokoja, the state capital, there was a low turnout of voters in the early hours of the day, with allegations of vote buying reported in some polling units, with voters allegedly being given money after casting their votes. The All Progressive Congress Party agent attached the Federal Medical Center Junction polling unit 058 local government area was also allegedly involved in vote buying. He was reportedly seen luring voters to the back of the polling units and giving them money after they cast their vote. Also in Igala Melam local government area, a local government chairman apprehended over alleged vote buying, possession of large amounts of cash, and possession of ammunition. Ada Honor Ifewodo reports that the bimodal voters accreditation system functioned well at the polling units visited. Give me sound now. Apologies for that. Governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Dino Melaye, has been declared the winner of his polling unit. Melaye garnered 210 votes to defeat the All Progressive candidate Ahmed Ododo, who polled 22 votes, while Leke Abejide of the African Democratic Congress came a distant third with 7 votes. The National Rescue Movement People's Redemption Party, African Democratic Party 001, and Social Democratic Party got 001, 002, 001 and 001 respectively. The polling unit recorded a low voter turnout at 252 voters were accredited out of 819 registered voters. Candidates of the People's Democratic Party in Kogi State governorship poll, Senator Dino Melaye boycotted the ongoing exercise across the 21 local government areas. Our correspondent who monitored the exercise observed that Melaye was not seen in his unit 004 Ward 002. Iloafon quarters, Ayetoro Gbede Ijumu local government area to cast his vote. ATM reliably learned that the PDP candidate who was in his country home with some of his people stayed away from the exercise. One of the PDP chieftains in the town who craved anonymity because he was not authorized to speak said Melaye did not vote because he believed the election was already predetermined. Dino Melaye has demanded the cancellation of the elections which were held in the 5 local government areas of the state. The LGS, according to Melaye, are Okene, Okehi, Ajokuta, Adavi, and Ogoro Mangogo. The candidate alleged that the results from the units were compromised. Kwara State Governor Abdul Rahman Abdul Razak has appointed 29 aides. The new appointees include special advisors, senior special assistants, and technical assistants. The governor named Dr. Adetola Arike Salau as special advisor on education with a focus on policy development in the critical sector. Salau, an indigene of Ifelodun, is a renowned education policy expert with a specialization in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, an area in which she has published several books and articles. She was until May 29, 2023, a senior special assistant to the Lagos State Governor in Education. Salau holds a doctoral degree in curriculum, instruction, and the science of learning from the University of Buffalo State University of New York. The Court of Appeal in Abuja on Saturday reserved judgment in the appeal filed by the candidates of the All Progressive Congress in the Plateau State governorship election, Nentawe Yuwada Goshua, against Governor Caleb Mutfwang of the People's Democratic Party. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, had declared Mutfwang winner of the March 18 governorship election in the state after he scored 525,299 votes to defeat 17 other candidates, including Goshwe, who polled 481,370 votes. Joshua challenged Mutfwang election at the tribunal, claiming that the governor was not validly nominated and sponsored by his party, and the PDP has no structure to sponsor any candidate for the governorship election. In arguing his appeal on Saturday, lead counsel to the appellant, Professor Goke Olagoke, urged the courts to set aside the judgment of the tribunal and declare his client as the winner. After listening to submissions of counsel to both parties, the three-member panel headed by Justice Alfreda Williams Dawodu said judgment is reserved to a date to be communicated to parties. Katsina State government has banned all forms of large religious, social and other forms of night gatherings in the state. The announcement was made by the Commissioner for Information and Culture, Malam Bala Salisu Zango, in a statement made available to journalists on Saturday in Katsina State. He said that the ban includes large religious and social public gatherings, except for obligatory prayers. The commissioner, however, said in the case of such gatherings during hours of the day, permission must be obtained. The commissioner said the ban took immediate effect. Salisu Zango therefore urged the public to strictly comply with the directive, as violators would face the full wrath of the law. Katsina State Police Commander said its operatives neutralized a suspected kidnapper and gun runner in a targeted operation conducted on November 11, 2023. ASP Abubakar Sadiq Aliyu, the spokesperson of the commander, said the incident unfolded at approximately 03:33 hours following a tip-off about the activities of individuals armed with dangerous weapons in a farm on the outskirts of Yankara village, Faskari, LGA of Katsina State. The police acting swiftly on the received intelligence and engaged in a planned operation that included police operatives, vigilante members, and officers from the Katsina State Security Watch calls. During the tense information with the suspected kidnappers, the criminals opened fire. The officers, displaying valor and determination, effectively retaliated and compelling the offenders to abandon their malevolent plans and hastily escape into the nearby bushes, as noted by ASP Sadiq. CP Musa underscored the significance of community collaboration, stressing the need for residents to report any individual displaying suspicious injuries to the nearest police station. The Independent National Electoral Commission has been called on to redeem its image by conducting free, fair and credible polls in this state. Nigerians have also been called upon to be responsible enough to hold INEC to its words by ensuring that results are electronically transmitted to the IREV. These are the views of Nigerians who spoke to ATN correspondent in Kaduna, Mike Ode James.
What happened during previous elections? We knew what happened. There's a lot of irregularities which happened, and we wouldn't want such to happen again. You know, a place like Kogi, we've had a lot of a kind of insecurity, and if such things should happen, election will not take place. Look at what is happening in Imo. Regards to NSA president, look at what happened. It showed that at this up till now, the security networking over there is not effective. So they should put it in order. If truly credible election is going to take place in those places, we need election whereby everybody will stand up and say, INEC have done it. But up till now, we have not been seeing signals as if there won't be any election in regards to those states. So INEC needs to improve on their own kind of way, the way they conduct election. At least they could also learn from the previous election. They know what happened. You know, they can also take correction from what happened from the previous election to also regulate what is going to happen in Imo, Kogi, and on some other places where election is going to be held.
I hope they will not take side this time around, because this is a test election that we feel INEC should prove itself. A lot of people have been doubting INEC. And honestly, the election have shown that, yes, INEC, there are a lot of question marks with regards to INEC. We hope INEC will come out clean this time around. I'm very happy they said they are going to transmit the election electronically. I hope they will do so. Not to start changing the post when the game is ongoing.
To them, for INEC to get it right, all relevant stakeholders must play their roles, most especially the Nigerian Police Force and other sister agencies responsible for providing security during the election. They are also calling on the electorate to protect their vote from the polling unit down to the state collection center so as to avoid the rigging and manipulation of results.
As a name to protect, because over time people have always have this insinuation that the police are always biased when it comes to election. Gone are those days. Now, one thing I need to still point out is citizens journalism has taken a bulk percentage of when it comes to journalism nowadays. So anything that is happening, people are recording with their phone, people are uploading on the internet. However, the police has a major role to play as a stakeholder, looking at Imo, looking at Bayelsa, and looking at Kogi. Kogi, a lot of things are happening. In Imo State, an NLC person has just been beaten. Nobody is coming out to say that they are responsible. Now the police commissioner in Imo State being redeployed, for me it's a welcome development, because it's more or less like you want to dance to a particular drum beat that will favor some set of people. So for me, I think it's a welcome development. I think all the police commissioners in these three states need to be redeployed. I tell you, in Kaduna State, the police commissioner was redeployed during the general election. What happened in Kaduna? It was successful. There should be replica of things that when it is good, replicate. When it is bad, try to make it better. So for me, I think redeploying the police commissioner in Imo State is a welcome development. Let there be a neutral person who is going to come, and maybe he doesn't know some kind of places, but his people that are there will tell him what to do, and I think he will not dance to anybody's tune. In Bayelsa, in Kogi, if anything happens, the police, the other security agencies that are constitutionally been enshrined that they should take care of the election should be held responsible. See, if there is rigging, record it with your phone. If the police are being compromised, record it with your phone and upload, so that at the end of the day, the whole of Nigeria will see what is going to happen. But finally, the police should not compromise their name when it comes to this three-state election, because at the end of it all, Nigerian citizens are still going to see the police as people who are being compromised in order for the big boys when it comes to rigging election.
Executive Secretary of Kaduna State Pension Bureau, Professor Salamatu Isa, has stressed that pensioners must stop giving money for their names to be enlisted for either death benefits or retirement benefits. She explained that pension scheme is a first come, first serve in accordance to how the retirement files are coming in. Professor Isa, who is the Executive Secretary of Kaduna State Pension Bureau, Professor Salamatu, at a news briefing in Kaduna State, explained that the beneficiaries of the state pension scheme are from both state and local government council, have been paid the total amount of 2.6 billion naira. She said the state had scheduled the list of 331 beneficiaries amounting to 1.2 billion naira, while local government has 542 beneficiaries amounting to 1.4 billion naira. According to
schedule a list for payment based on first in, first out. That's the principle on which we use the payment. You've had pensioners saying they are on queue. So that's the queue we actually follow to get the retirees. So for this list, we are coming out with a list of 1,051 people in both retiree and death cases. For example, in local government retiree, the total number we are paying local government is 542 beneficiaries, while for states in the old scheme we are paying 331. So that gives us a total of 878 people as beneficiaries.
Located to beneficiaries in the contributory pension scheme CPS, with 178 beneficiaries of the state and local government council.
And then it has come to the notice of the pension bureau. There are specific individuals. You usually don't have a community without bad eggs. They tell the people that you have to give something for your name to be in the schedule. or we have been following up on your payment, you have to give them something. We don't have anybody. We don't collect money from anybody. It's people's entitlement, and they're entitled to it. So I want people to know that there's no need for anybody to pay anybody to facilitate anything. As far as your name we have listed your name in the database, you will be paid your.
Governor Daud Lawal of Zamfara State has expressed sadness over the current condition of education in the state. The governor expressed his distaste when he visited and approved the school established to serve as a correctional center for the modification of deviant behavior, especially among underage children. Lawal blamed the rout in the school system on the neglect by the previous administration and condemned the filthy nature of the school environment. He pointed out that the bad odor oozing from some parts of the students' hostel, the broken school windows, the cracked walls and floors, noting that some of the students sleep on worn-out mattresses. The governor, who was visibly disturbed by the condition of the school, went round to inspect the kitchen, empty workshop halls and other sections of the institution. Earlier, the principal of the school, Saleh Muhammad, who took the governor on a tour of the premises, said since the creation of the school, it has never had an electricity supply from the national grid. He also complained of a lack of essential facilities such as a clinic, furniture and workshop tools to train the students in skills for self-reliance. You're watching the Global News on Atlantic Television Network. We will be back after the break.
5-4 Empire Entertainment, in collaboration with River State Television, presents International Legendary Grand Award 2023. Theme: The Distinguished Conference and Academic Beauty Queen Nigeria 2023, Season 5, The Beauty Elect Project, the #1 educational project contest nationwide. Performing Original Stereo Man, GYC, MC Mumu, Odogu Vibes, etc. Host Lady Chinyere Nwabweze, Nollywood star actress, and Emeka Okoye, Nollywood actor, and other special guests of honor. Date: 19th November 2023. Venue: Silver Blaze Garden and Hotels, 39 Eze Baka Baka Avenue, Woji Road, Port Harcourt, River State, Nigeria. Time: green carpet, 4 p.m. Main event, 5 p.m. Tickets: regular, 2,000 naira. VIP, 5,000 naira. Table for 5, 50,000 naira. Gold table, 300,000 naira. Diamond, 1 million naira. For more information, partnerships and sponsorships, please call 0813-359-3563 or 0906-047-4445. You can also email us at 54ckempire@gmail.com. Powered by 54 Empire Entertainment. Eloquent Suite, River State Television, Silver Blaze Garden and Hotels, Wish 99.5 FM, Atlantic Television Network, AIT and 8 Ball Play Lounge, etc.
Back to the Global News, here is the rest of our story. Minister of Environment Abbas Balarabe emphasized the government's commitment to reversing this alarming trend. Balarabe highlighted pollution as one of the most pressing environmental issues, not only within Nigeria but globally. He assured that his ministry would collaborate with state governments to tackle this menace. Speaking in Abuja, Balarabe disclosed plans to utilize waste as a resource, converting garbage into wealth for the country. He expressed apprehension about Nigeria's ranking among countries with high pollution and wastage. Balarabe acknowledged that pollution growth and advancing technologies contribute to the intensification of pollution.
Yeah, economy, which has to do with the issue of pollution. I'm sure I know that last time I was going through, we are rated as very, very badly in the area of pollution, garbage, and the rest of it. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to turn that garbage into wealth. We are trying to create an economy that will not allow for garbage. An economy that will take that garbage and make it into wealth. So that's what I think they are trying to come up with, and I think it's something that is now becoming international.
While addressing the Ogoni cleanup, the minister pledged to engage community leaders, youth and market women to effectively tackle the challenges facing Ogoni land.
is very close to my heart, this issue of Ogoni cleanup. In fact, when I resumed here, after I had meeting with the management, like I'm sure you know, I can see that you, like I'm sure you know, I can see that you know what's going on there. The meeting I had lasted about 3 hours. There are a lot of issues that are linked to this issue of issues to do with the community issues, the use issues, the issue of lack of buy-in by the state government. The River State government, I think we are trying to handle. I've been able to get across to the governor. And I think by the time I get there, we'll sit down and get the state government to key into it. So these are things that are really hampering or obstructing the success of this. That's why in my earlier statement, I said that we are going to push.
House of Representatives Committee on Telecommunications has assured that it is ready to provide necessary parliamentary interventions and support to ensure that the issues, challenges of the country's telecom industry get solutions that would benefit the citizens of Nigeria. The chairman of the committee, Honorable Peter Akbatasun, gave the assurance during a courtesy visit by the National Executive Council of the Association of Telecommunications Companies of Nigeria. He recognized the vital role that ATCON play in the development of the telecom sector, saying that it contributes about 18% to the nation's GDP. He further expressed belief in the power of collaboration and synergy between the legislature and the private sector to drive growth, innovation, and prosperity.
We certainly, provide the enabling legislative framework and background for whatever that we need to do. Anywhere that we don't have sufficient laws, we will do our best to make sure that those laws are put in place. But let the issue, how it pinches. And so you can explain the situation than any other person. So that too applies in this situation. You are the operators, and so even in making the legislation, you have to make your input. And the platform that we're going to use for that is the subcommittee of this committee that we're going to put together to work with you.
Earlier, the leader of the delegation, Mr. Tony Izwagbe Emekwere, called on the committee to provide a legislative framework and a work plan that will pave the way for others in the sector to key into the industry, as this will boost the economic growth of Nigeria's economy. He, however, said that we work with the committee to set the pace to ensure a collaborative and prosperous future for the telecommunications sector in Nigeria.
Scientists and experts have predicted that we will deplete the Earth's fossil fuel reserves in as few as 50 years. So investing now in renewable energy is one way to ensure a cleaner, greener, and more sustainable future. And with the fast dwindling global fossil fuel reserve and the increasing danger associated with it, especially as regards its impact on the environment and climate change, renewable energy is the future, and Nigeria must step up and be more intentional in investing in the renewable energy sector and associated technologies. This, honorable colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, is why we are gathered here. As a parliament, this intentional investment in this new field starts from you and I seated here. As I pointed out earlier, as we delve into this uncharted path in our national development and also as lawmakers.
Development, the chairman of the House Committee on Renewable Energy, Honorable Afam Victor Ogene, says Nigeria must step up and be more intentional in investing in the renewable energy sector and technologies. Ogene was speaking at an inaugural interactive section of the House Committee on Renewable Energy in Abuja. The member said there is need for Nigeria to deliberately invest in clean energy. The growing conversation across board about sustainable development in every sphere of life or sectors of corporate. He noted that it was in recognition of the importance of renewable energy and technology that the leadership of the 10th Assembly established a committee to oversee its affairs. And here is the business news for tonight. Chairman of the Fiscal Responsibility Commission, Victor Muraco, has commended President Bola Tinubu's dedication to enhancing the Fiscal Responsibility Act 2007. The statement released by the Bede Ogweri Anyamu, head of Strategic Communications Directorate, highlighted the collaborative efforts towards fortifying Nigeria's fiscal landscape under President Tinubu's leadership. By speaking during an interactive section of the Senate Committee on Finance at the National Assembly, Muraco said the Fiscal Responsibility Commission is a product of the Fiscal Responsibility Act 2007, aiming to establish a transparent and accountable financial framework for Nigeria. He emphasized the FRSC's core mandate, ensuring prudent, transparent and timely revenue-raising policies, resource allocation decisions and debt management strategies. Nigeria's currency, the naira, appreciated against the US dollar in the foreign exchange markets. Data from the official FMDQ market indicated that the naira closed on Friday night at 780.14 naira per US dollar, representing a decrease of 216.61 naira from the previous day when it traded at 996.75 naira per US dollar. In the parallel market, the naira was exchanged for 1,130 naira per US dollar, down from 140 naira the previous day. The development comes barely 24 hours after a report emerged that the Central Bank of Nigeria had vowed to clamp down on currency speculators. Now recall that the naira strengthened against the dollar when the Central Bank of Nigeria cleared forex backlogs to some commercial banks and airlines last week. Here is the international tidbit. Spanish police on Saturday announced the arrest of 121 people suspected of making or distributing child pornography at a nationwide operation. A statement from the Spanish police said 118 men and 30 women had been arrested and nearly 500 terabytes of an extremely hard nature seized. The statement added that 2 of the men had been placed in detention. Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, has been hit by the first Russian airstrike in 52 days. Writing on the Telegram messaging app, Kyiv's mayor Vitaly Klitschko said strong explosions were heard in the early hours of Saturday, adding that air defense systems were able to intercept the missiles. Residents have been ordered to take refuge in air raid shelters. There have been no initial reports of casualties following the air attack, according to news agency Reuters. Separately, in Odessa, the coastal district, some 275 miles from Kyiv, there were reports of at least 2 missile attacks. According to the region's head of administration, Oleg Kiper, 3 people were injured and a 96-year-old woman was hospitalized. Her condition is understood to be stable. Pope Francis has dismissed 2 U.S. bishops to visit Strickland's Texas diocese in June. The Vatican, in a statement, said the Bishop of Austin, Joe Vasquez, had been named as apostolic administrator of the diocese but gave no further details. The Vatican has not said what sparked the apostolic visitation this summer, which Strickland himself made public, or what conclusions were drawn. But Strickland, appointed by former Pope Benedict XVI in 2012, was one of the most prominent critics of Pope Francis. The Argentine Pope has sought to forge a more compassionate church performance and Best Melodic Rap Performance. Meanwhile, Davido received 2 more nominations, Best Global Music Album and Best Global Music Performance. Bayo Onanuga, the Special Advisor to President Bola Tinubu on Information and Strategy, conveyed congratulations to the Nigerian artists for their nominations in a statement. Onanuga shared on his social media handle congratulating the Nigerian singers Davido, Burna Boy, Asake, Olamide Ariasta for their nominations in the 66th Grammy Awards, scheduled to hold Sunday, February 4th, 2024 at crypto.com. Nigerian singer and producer Samuel Ogwachumba, not popularly known as Sam Clef, has pledged to pray for Davido's success in securing congratulatory In a congratulatory message, shared a video of Davido and his wife Choma with their newborn twins leaving the hospital in Atlanta, USA. While reacting to this, Davido, who hasn't announced his twins' birth, slammed Sam Clef and eventually blocked him. Since the incident, Sam Clef had in a series of posts called Davido out for refusing to pay the 1 million naira he allegedly owes one of his boys, the University of Lagos student mastermind from 2020. Here is the sports news for tonight. In less than 68 days to the start of the Winter Youth Olympic Games in the Republic of Korea, the Nigerian Curling Federation is still battling to secure the funding it needs to prepare the team for the Games. The fourth edition of the Winter Youth Olympic Games is billed to hold in Gangwon, Republic of Korea from January 19 to February 1st, 2024, with athletes competing for honors in 15 sports. The president of the Nigerian Curling Federation, Daniel, revealed on Friday that the federation has been in search of funds to organize a campaign exercise for the Nigerian team ahead of the competition, but with no success. He described the situation as disheartening, while calling on the relevant authorities to urgently come to the aid of the team meant to represent Nigeria and by extension Africa at next year's Winter Youth Olympics. The Nigerian team qualified for the Youth Winter Olympics in last December 3-4 Wolves over Tottenham in the Premier League. Mario Lamina scored in the 7th minute of additional time at Molineux, sliding the ball into the far side of the net after an expertly timed pass by Pablo Sarabia. Sarabia had leveled 6 minutes earlier with a sublime finish, volleying home after flicking the ball to himself in the air. Sports' 10-game unbeaten start to the season was cut short by their chaotic 4-1 defeat by Chelsea on Monday, but they issued an immediate response on Saturday at Brennan Johnson tapped home after latching onto a Pedro Porro pass. Sometimes the impression was momentary, however, and Wolves quickly grew into the game with energetic pressing in the final third, albeit lacking any real cutting edge in